Welcome, everybody, to Strangest Species, Episode 8. We are back at it again.
That's 2 full months almost, huh?
I know.
Woo.
What are we doing?
It's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. It's been a lot of fun. And
We're your hosts.
we're your hosts, Mike Davis, Anthony Davis. We're back at it again. I was thinking we should do this whole episode in song.
Yeah, you would want to turn it off right away if I was singing this whole song or this whole episode in song.
So you don't want to do it?
I mean, if you want to try, I mean, I will not say no.
You should. I don't want to do that. That sounds ridiculous. I don't know why you'd even think about something like that. So, how's life? You've been busy.
Yeah, I just got back from Seabrook.
Seabrook.
Yep.
Sounds so fancy.
It's on the Washington coast, not the Zombies movie.
I did not go.
It was a girls' trip.
I was here with our children. It was also exciting and fun.
You went to a mine?
We did. I took the kids out to Idaho to a mine, and we went panning for gold in a river, not in a mine. And that was quite the experience, actually. I had no idea how that worked. Gold is 19 times heavier than the river sediment. That's why you swirl it around in the pan so it'll settle. And then you slowly pour out the sediment, and it only leaves the gold.
Oh, but you guys didn't find any.
If we did, we poured it back into the water not knowing that we had
Gold.
So, yeah,
Gotcha.
we definitely came home with no gold.
Which I'm sure one of our children was extremely devastated about because I know how excited he was about that. So
They were, but it turned out that there were lots and lots of frogs in the river, and they got pretty dang distracted by catching frogs instead.
frogs and gold are just,
They're
just
pretty
as
much
cool.
the same.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. Okay.
So today's episode, we're going to talk about something that you don't know about, as always. But this is a recommendation from my brother, Mark.
Oh, Marky Mark, huh?
My oldest brother. One of our oldest listeners that goes way, way, way back to the beginning.
Of our 2 months?
Yeah.
Or, okay, good.
I mean, he goes back
Lots of years.
for my whole life,
Well, that's,
technically.
yeah.
But I don't think
that's
he's
a long
listened
time.
to me ever in my life, except for these last couple of weeks. But anyways, this is a recommendation by him. So he thought it was up our alley, and I thought he was right when I read about it.
All right. Well, let's do it.
Yeah. So have you ever wanted to start something on your own?
Like a business?
Sure. Like a business, like a podcast, like so just so everyone knows, Ethne had no desire to start a podcast. She didn't even know probably what a podcast was.
I knew, and I listened to some podcasts. Don't even try that. But I was nervous about all the things. So, yeah, you're right. Okay. But have I wanted to start something on my own? Yes, many things.
Yes. You probably wanted to start like so many things.
Yeah. I mean, you live
That's-
with me. You know this.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is true. Dumb question on my end. So we started a business together. What does it take to start a business?
A lot of PTSD at this point.
A lot of PTSD, a lot of money, a lot of time.
Yeah, and attention.
A lot of long nights, a lot of tears.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's consistent. I mean, it's much better. Obviously, they say the beginning few years are extremely hard.
Whoever they are was very right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right. I don't know who they are. But even as you go, there's just always things you have to change and grow and adapt. And yeah.
It's true. So we're going to talk about a guy today. I'm not going to tell you what he wanted to start yet.
Okay. A garden? Did he want to start a garden?
Oh, he wanted a garden so bad.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. We figured it out.
Okay.
That's the end of the podcast, everybody. Now, we're in the 1960s. Alrighty. A gentleman by the name of Roy Bates. He wanted to start a radio station
Oh.
in England,
Okay.
but he couldn't. Do you know why?
He didn't have the equipment?
No, he had the equipment. It was illegal to start a radio station in England in the 1960s. The only radio that was allowed was the BBC.
Oh. It was like a law?
No other radio was permitted, which sounds like a complete disaster.
Yeah.
The only thing you can listen to is the official government radio.
That's interesting, for surely.
Yeah. So he wanted to do that, but he wasn't allowed to. So what would you do if you wanted to start a radio station? Let's say today, the United States came out and said, boom, only podcasts are the ones from the U.S. government. And you have this awesome podcast. What would you do?
I mean, if I felt like it was really important and it was my passion. Yeah, this is my passion.
Chickens and gardens.
Yeah. Maybe just try to do it anyway.
Yeah, you got to go underground, right? You got to figure out some way to get around it.
Maybe put it into Morse code. Like,
I don't know how many of your listeners would understand that.
I have no idea. It's just.
Do you know Morse code?
Beep, 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 beep.
Very nice.
Beep. I don't.
Totally off topic, but it made me think of Canada and how you have to play so many Canadian artists per hour on the radio.
Oh, yeah.
What's up with these Commonwealths and stuff? Trying to control the radio waves all the time.
Well, I think they're trying to make sure that with the limited amount of musicians that are famous up there, that they get their time and they're not taken over by like all the other famous people from Europe and United States and stuff. That I think is the goal.
Dude, if you go to Canada this weekend and you go to the grocery store, I promise you, you will hear either the Bare Naked Ladies, Alanis Morissette,
Shania
Twain, or Nickelback.
What about Bachman Turner Overdrive?
Yeah, maybe.
BTO?
Maybe.
No? Tal Bachman.
Maybe. I mean, there's other ones, but you will hear one of those. You will hear Ironic by Alanis Morissette.
Isn't it ironic?
See, I told you we were going to sing this one. It's just kind of funny.
Don't you think?
You'll hear a lot of One Week by Bare Naked Ladies.
I love
Still.
that. Still. Oh, I know.
Still. Anyways, so Roy Bates wanted to make this radio station, but he could not because it was illegal to do so. So he actually came up with a pretty smart plan. He wasn't the only person who did this, but he headed out to sea. He went out to the ocean. And he traveled to an old abandoned World War II military installation called the H.M. Fort Ruffs that sat east of England in international waters.
How did he know this place was here? I'm sitting here thinking, what on earth? Who?
Well, there were a lot of these abandoned World War II military sites. I'm going to show you a picture of, this is not the actual H.M. Fort Ruffs, but it is one of many of these facilities that looked pretty much the exact same.
So it's like an island with a
I'll
bunker?
show you.
Okay, I'm going to see this. And you guys probably,
So can you describe what this looks like for us?
Whoa.
Now, the one he went to did not have the cool little fort on top of it.
How did he even get up?
I don't know how you get up there the first time.
So this looks like a platform on top of two giant cement pillars, probably, I would guess, maybe 4 foot in diameter. They're cylindrical with like a brick. Oh, I don't know if that looks like a house really, but a brick shelter.
Yeah. So your 4 or 5 foot in diameters, these are actually probably closer to like 40 or 50 feet in diameter.
Oh, okay. That one pillar?
Yeah. This thing's monstrous.
Oh.
But it looks like essentially like a piece of wood sitting on top of 2 toilet paper rolls.
Yeah.
Out in the middle of the ocean.
And then on top of this platform that's on top of the 2 toilet paper rolls is like a
on this one, there's like a little fort
structure.
Thing.
Yeah, brick.
And they were defensive forts.
They're that big?
Yeah.
Holy. That's huge.
You can land a helicopter on the
platform.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It doesn't look that big in the picture, I'm telling you.
Yeah, sorry. Bad picture, I guess.
No,
yeah, they're
I think
big.
Pictures just don't have. Okay.
They're big. So he went out there.
I don't understand how you get up there.
I don't know how you get it. I don't either.
Without a helicopter.
As you pull up on a boat. Yeah, I don't know how you get up there. Because it's probably, the platform is probably 40, 50 feet up in the air.
Is it that high?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was going to say like 20. So this picture's not.
And if the water's choppy.
Anyway, so he wasn't breaking any laws.
So he wanted to get out there.
International waters means you don't have to follow the rules of, England, right?
Yeah, totally.
You have your own rules.
You have your own rules. That's exactly right. And so what he decided to do was he wasn't just going to build an illegal radio station. He was going to start his own country.
And this tiny little thing?
Yep.
Can you do that?
Well, can you? We'll find out.
Huh. Okay. Are these still around?
This country is still around.
I meant the bunker thing.
Yeah.
Are they still around?
Totally.
And this country is still around?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's go back a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I think I have to tell you what the country. So this is the country of Sealand.
Sealand.
Not SeaWorld. To be confused with the amusement park.
Okay.
This is the country of Sealand. Sealand.
I feel like I'm in Waterworld. You know that movie?
Yes.
And so it's kind of like
Another fantastic score.
anything that actually was above water was like so coveted. Okay, so this whole country is
Start his own country on an abandoned
Is he
World
the
War
only
II
person on this country? Does he
We'll
fight?
get there. We're
Okay,
gonna go back
okay.
so let's
I'm
go
like
back.
jumping around. Okay.
Well, these are good questions. We're just going to take a step back and kind of.
Okay.
So this Navy base was decommissioned in the 1950s. So it was just sitting out there in international waters, rotting away. So because it was illegal to have radio stations that weren't the BBC, pirate radio became a pretty big thing in the United Kingdom.
They called it pirate radio.
Right.
So people that did it anyway?
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of them broadcasted from boats sitting in international water. So they would have their equipment. They'd go out far enough, which at the time really wasn't very far. We're talking, I think it was like 3 nautical miles was all that England's claim was.
Okay.
So they would go out there and they would broadcast. There was a very popular station called the Wonderful Radio London station that was actually broadcasting off of a boat, but they would occasionally land and squat on this abandoned fort.
That he had already claimed?
No, this time he hadn't been out there yet.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. This is in 1965.
Okay.
And, but in August of 1967, England passed what was called the Marine Offences Act, which made it illegal to broadcast if you were an English citizen, even from international waters.
Gotcha.
So now they were trying to clamp down on even that. That was August 67. So September 67, just a month later, that's when Roy Bates goes out to the HM Fort Ruffs. He kicks off the Wonderful Radio folk, and he takes over for himself, getting ready to set up his illegal station. So let kind of recap. It's now illegal for British citizens to broadcast from international waters. So it's not hard to see why Bates decided, well, then I'm just going to start my own country, and then I'm not a British citizen anymore. I'm a citizen of Sealand.
He's a Sealander.
He's a Sealandian.
A Sealandian. What language does he speak in Sealandia?
English, with a British accent. Because his house was in Suffolk, England still. But,
right. Perfect. What would your address be?
1 Sealand Island. I don't know.
Just kidding.
And so, according to him, he was a sovereign citizen on sovereign waters.
But I mean, what does it take to just make a country? I mean, this is insane. There's got to be like a million rules, no? You just declare it?
Does it have to be a million rules?
I mean, I don't know the rules.
I've never made a country.
It's like claim staking.
Yeah. Only you're not in something. Like I couldn't just say my backyard is now the country of Mike. Because like it's in the city of, with the county of Spokane.
Yeah,
and, You know, it's already part. But if you went to international waters that no one has jurisdiction over, I guess I could say this is the country of.
Yeah,
Mike.
that is actually interesting. Who does have jurisdiction over international waters? I mean,
Nobody.
that's still a
Pirates?
thing. Huh.
I don't know.
Okay.
So
Sealand.
yeah, so he starts it. This is 1967. In 1968, he has to kind of exert a little muscle and defend his new territorial waters.
Whoa. He used to defend his country with a one-man army.
Yeah. So some British workmen entered what Bates claimed to be his territorial waters to service a navigational buoy that was near the platform. So Roy's son, Michael, greatest name of all time, tried to scare the workmen off by firing warning shots at him.
Like at them or just up in the air?
Well, you know, not at them.
Okay.
But yes. He
So
fires.
his son was out there with him.
Yeah. So he's got this son, Michael. And so this is a year after they start Sealand. Well, they haven't even started Sealand.
How did they
This
get
is the
food
year
again?
where they got boats. You know, they go back and forth.
My brain can't compute all of this, but okay.
So
I just have so many
I don't think
questions.
Sealand was a thing at this point,
Okay.
officially. Maybe it was.
Okay. Anyway.
It's a process, making a country. You know, it doesn't just happen overnight.
Of course.
But because he was a British citizen, he was summoned to court in England on firearm charges for shooting at these guys. But this is where it becomes interesting. The court ruled that since the platform sat in international waters, and that Sealand was in international waters, it was outside British jurisdiction. And so they had to drop the charges. They couldn't do anything. So now it just reinforces your behavior, right? You're like, oh, so I'm calling it my own country. I did something that's illegal in England, but they're saying they can't do anything about it. They're essentially saying I have sovereign rule over my island out here, which isn't an island. It's a concrete platform.
Yeah, it's not an island, but I don't know what else to refer to it as, like a
Sealand.
station.
Country. Sovereign country.
Okay.
So I think this is a big step for Bates because he realizes he's already calling it Sealand, but now he realizes, shoot, like
I can do anything.
I can do anything I want.
Yeah, yeah.
And nobody has any jurisdiction over me. So in 1975, he does the things you have to do to be a little more official. He takes it to the next step.
Okay.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
He writes a constitution.
This is great. For him and his son?
Well, he has his wife as well.
Oh, okay.
So, and we're going to get to that a little bit. So he writes a constitution. He creates a national flag.
Ooh, I want to see this.
There's the flag. Can you describe it, please? It kind of looks like a die flag.
Yeah, I was going to say it looks like a die flag, except for it has the black in the right corner with a big white slat, like
So there's a
diagonal.
triangle in the upper left that's red,
Mm-hmm.
a triangle in the bottom right that's black, and then a white stripe running diagonally through it.
Yeah.
And that is the official flag of the country of Sealand.
Ooh. I feel like it's not the right colors that I would pick for Sealand because I would pick something maybe bluish, you know, maybe white and blue like the ocean. Or,
Yeah, you just start your own country. Now
well,
you can pick what you want.
or I can just say I don't approve of his flag choices for the name of his country. But otherwise,
Yeah.
you know, it's his choice.
I see what you're saying. His country, his choice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
His body, his choice.
his country, his choice.
His country.
He can do what he wants.
I wonder what his constitution says.
It would be interesting to read his constitution.
Okay.
What if it's like on a napkin?
Yeah. How did he write said constitution?
But he got, I won't say he wrote, maybe, but he got a national anthem.
You get one from
Well, I don't know how you
like,
get it. I for some reason, part of me saying Roy Bates is not a fabulous musician who's going to compose a national anthem, but he was a radio guy. Maybe he was good. So I'm going to play for you.
Well, you're going to play his national anthem?
I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's a minute and a half of just like
Yeah.
music that's, you know, it's not like Taylor Swift or anything. Like, it's not super catchy, but
I love that this guy thinks he can just do this. I mean, this is like so bizarre.
Are you ready for the national anthem?
I think so.
Yeah, it's enough of that. It's a solid snare drum.
I mean, it's enough.
Very regal. It's got a good march.
Yeah, it's very official.
I can see if
What
you were
are
in the
the
Olympics. I don't think there are any words.
Oh, I would love for them
Maybe
to
there are
join
words.
the Olympics. That would be so great. Okay.
If you keep that in mind. They haven't ever been in the Olympics, but keep that thought in mind.
Oh my gosh. It's just...
I think everyone should write lyrics and submit them
Ooh, that'd be good.
for
Sealand.
national anthem.
Sealand's national anthem.
Yeah. So they created a currency.
Ooh.
They have their own coins minted.
No, they didn't.
They did.
No.
They're very pretty.
What?
They have the coat of arms on one side and an orca whale on the back of most of them, which is very sea-ish.
Who are they going? What? Okay. Yep. I'm just going to go along with this. I can't have too many questions.
Now, I will throw out the small caveat that their coins are worthless in any other country.
I'm like, who are they going to be doing business with?
So far, nobody. But when they are recognized.
And how do you mint a coin unless you go back to the mainland?
There's a lot of things that they probably needed help from the mainland. But looking back at the history, early United States, we needed a lot of help from England too, so.
Alrighty, this is amazing.
They had stamps.
Oh, do I know?
I don't know I would assume you have to boat in your own mail into England and use their post office, but they do have stamps.
What would your return address be? I still don't know.
Maybe it's just for sending letters from like one room to another.
Within your own little fortress?
Yeah. In your country.
Okay.
I'm
dying.
Not floating, but an old World War II fort.
Okay.
So you're talking about people. Who's all on there? Originally you have Roy and his wife Joan, and they give themselves royal titles as Prince Roy and Princess Joan.
And how about Prince Michael?
Prince Regent Michael, meaning like the next in line.
Mm.
Now, again, full disclosure, never started my own country. But I think I would go right to king.
Yeah, I don't know why he's
or
a
emperor,
prince. Yeah,
or
emperor.
Yeah,
I was wondering, why is he a prince and not a king? I mean, why did he? It just flows off your tongue better, maybe.
Maybe. So
King Roy.
King Roy.
I like King Roy.
Yeah,
that's the name of my uncle.
And Queen Joan.
I don't have an Auntie Joan, but Yeah.
So, anyways, they do have royal titles.
So great.
I believe today Michael has 2 sons.
Michael is still alive.
Son. So Roy is the original founder.
Yeah. And Michael lives on Sealand still?
He's got a house in England.
Okay.
But his sons, Prince Liam and Prince James, I think run most of Sealand now.
I feel like it'd be easy to run Sealand. It could be wrong, but
I would assume it'd be easier than running our business.
Yes. Most definitely.
Except for the whole, having to take a boat out there all the time and hoisting yourself up onto the platform.
Yes, this is so bizarre. Okay.
So, what is inside of the country of Sealand?
I mean, nothing. I mean, unless they brought a whole bunch of stuff, but I don't know.
I'll tell you.
Okay, tell me.
So, let me show you a picture of real Sealand. Here's a beautiful picture of Sealand.
So
that's the country.
Where do you go in?
So you see that
weird platform? That's for a helicopter.
So there's a helicopter platform, and then you see that yellow triangle thing. So that's like a swing you sit on. And it hoists you up and down from a boat. Like you literally sit on a swing, and it just gets pulled up.
Weird.
Yeah. unless you're, special and you have a helicopter.
Yeah.
And you can land on
Well, I
that
feel
like
like the country of Sealand should buy a helicopter. I mean, it just makes sense, right?
Well, maybe the princes have one, but like if you or me you wanted to go visit Sealand.
I see. Have they had visitors?
Oh yeah.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to get into some of the history of Sealand.
Okay.
So, the entire country, it's quite gorgeous. While it doesn't have any mountains or rivers,
It has nothing.
or it doesn't even have a tree or a bush or a flower. Or
It
anything
doesn't
like
even
that.
have water? Does it have running water?
Oh, it's surrounded by water.
Salt water, though.
Yeah. It has 7 bedrooms.
Gee, this is the country I want to be in.
The whole country has 7 bedrooms. Our house almost has as many bedrooms as their country.
Our house, well, now that we built that other one, oh no, it's officially just 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool. Now, most of them are in the towers below sea level.
What?
Yeah,
You can
so
go
those are hollow.
inside those
Yeah.
towers?
So most of the country of Sealand is in those towers.
That's even more
the toilet
creepy for
paper
some
rolls.
reason. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that scares me more. Oof.
All right. You ready for this?
I don't know.
They have a kitchen.
Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, otherwise, how do they even stay there?
They have a living room. I know you're probably thinking, this country sounds like a house,
I mean,
but it's not. It's a country.
okay, yeah. It doesn't even sound like a house. It sounds like I don't know. Okay.
They have a toilet that flushes.
It's just straight into the ocean.
I don't know.
I'm dying.
They have a gym,
I mean, yeah.
a multi-faith chapel. Not any chapel. They are open to all faiths.
Anyone who wants to venture to Sealand gets to use the chapel.
And
Okay, the chapel.
most importantly, they have a jail.
Oh, I guess like if you're thinking World War II times, right? They would have, in case you have a prisoner of war or something. That makes sense, I suppose, that there's one built in there.
They do have fresh water. They collect rainwater. And this is in England, so it rains, all the time out there in the sea. They have solar and wind power for electricity. So Sealand is very progressive and very green.
Yeah, very
Eco-friendly.
Wow.
The whole country is recycled. So I'm surprised Greta Thunberg hasn't been there yet.
Yeah, maybe she has.
Maybe she has. Maybe she's a citizen.
Mm-hmm. What if you want to move into the country? Is there immigration?
Probably not. We only have 7 rooms, so
I mean, who's taking up all 7 of the rooms?
Prince James and Prince Liam, they're friends. I don't know.
Huh.
Tourists.
You can't really grow. What kind of infrastructure does this country have?
Coffee pot.
Can make your morning coffee.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do have an army that is stationed 24/7.
No, they don't.
They do. Now, it is an army of one slightly overweight bald guy.
But he doesn't sleep ever?
Sure, but he's still on patrol. So, just because he's a one-man show doesn't mean he's not awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure he's awesome, but he also needs to be a human and sleep sometimes.
Yeah, totally.
So
it's not a lot of security to do, and you're the only one on the island.
yeah, that's true. Okay, good point.
Yeah. There was the infamous Sealand War of 1978. You probably remember from middle school.
Yeah, I learned about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really a history.
Sealand's almost a commonwealth, so I'm sure you learned about it in school.
Oh yeah, especially being from Canada, for sure.
Yeah.
Too bad I'm not more of a history buff, but good thing your brother.
Yeah.
He probably knows about that war.
Dude, it was atrocious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, I may be overselling it a little bit. It wasn't really a war, but there were some bad kind of things that happened. So in August of 1978, there was a man by the name of Alexander Achenbach.
Sounds kind of maybe German?
Yes,
Okay.
German. He held a Sealandian passport.
Who made him his passport?
Well, probably Prince Roy. They were buddies.
With what? Oh gosh, the process of making a passport. What does this look like? Like you wrote it on a piece of paper and
Another napkin. I don't know. I've never made a passport either, which is shocking, I know.
it's really funny.
So this Alexander guy considered himself the prime minister of Sealand.
Oh, not the prince, but the prime minister.
Correct.
Gotcha.
He wasn't part of the royal bloodline,
Of course not.
but kind of helped run the show. So he invited Prince Roy and Princess Joan to Austria,
The prime minister did.
to discuss the sale of Sealand.
How can he sell something? Okay, yep. I'm just too many questions. Okay, keep going.
Because they wanted, Achenbach.
That's much better.
Thank you. He wanted to turn Sealand into a luxury hotel and casino.
I mean, luxury with 7 rooms.
Yeah.
It's the jail that everybody wants. That's where the casino would be, is in the jail part.
Whoa. I don't know. You could theme it lots of ways.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And so while he invited them there, he totally double-crossed them and sent mercenaries to the country
To take it over.
And they stormed it.
No.
And they took Prince Michael hostage.
No.
Yeah.
How old was he?
A grown-up. You can't leave him on an island, a nation by himself. If he was a child.
Well, I mean, I was guessing like maybe a teenager, but I had no idea the preface. But yeah, okay, he's an adult.
Yeah. But don't worry. The history of Sealand is rich in its story of how Prince Michael, retook Sealand and captured the mercenaries and Achenbach.
And put them in the jail.
He did. He jailed Achenbach.
What?
Yeah.
Why did Achenbach want it? I mean, I'm not sure how far Austria...
This whole story sounds like a whole bunch of crap.
Oh.
I mean...
Achenbach is so far from Austria, but...
I'm just like, so you storm this island with mercenaries. Somehow you take over the one guy who's there, which seems plausible because he's one guy. But then heroically, he overtakes all these guys and gets them in the jail.
But they want to make their country sound intriguing.
Right.
And they can write their own history. I mean, yeah.
I think that's what happened.
I want to know where Achenbach is. You know, you got to confirm the story with him.
Well, Achenbach's a real guy.
I believe you.
And because he held a Sealandian passport, but he was also a German citizen.
German or Austrian?
He was German.
Okay.
But they were in Austria at the time.
Right. So who gave him the passport again?
I don't know, but I assume Prince Roy, because there's only like 3 people.
So they must have liked him enough to give him a passport.
Business partners at one point.
All right.
He disagreed with what they were doing with Sealand and was trying to take it over.
Okay, I get it.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is like a movie.
So because he held a Sealandian passport, they charged him with treason.
What?
Yeah. Now, luckily, there's no capital punishment in Sealand.
That's good. What kind of punishment do they have?
Maybe there is, but he didn't get it for treason. So they locked him in the small jail. And he had to pay, if he wanted to get out, about $35,000.
That was his bail?
Yeah. Well, I don't think it was a bail. I think that was his actual punishment. It was like, you were sentenced for $35,000.
Oh my gosh.
He can't get out. Apparently, he wasn't a very good businessman because he didn't have the $35,000.
I mean, not a lot of people just have $35,000 sitting around, though.
If you're trying to buy a whole country or sell a whole country or whatever you're doing with the whole country. A prestigious country like Sealand? This isn't the Vatican or Luxembourg or...
I just don't even know what to say sometimes. I'm like, who in their right mind even... Anyway, thought that this was plausible.
I wonder if the Vatican has a jail.
I'm sure. Well, I just don't know,
They have the
actually.
Swiss Guard. So I guess they would probably have somewhere to put people. Anyways. So he ends up staying in that jail for 3 months.
That's so terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I mean... So
Sealand doesn't mess around, man.
They just like forgot about him.
Well, they probably went back to England to get groceries.
It took them 3 months to get
The
groceries.
sea wasn't good. They couldn't get back.
Oh gosh.
So Germany, the country, the real one, actually sent their diplomat from London, from the London embassy, to Sealand to negotiate the release of
Achenbach.
Achenbach.
Are
'cause
you
he was a
kidding
German
me?
citizen.
This is
So
ridiculous.
Sealand then says, boom, we're a de facto real country because Germany recognizes us, and they sent a diplomat to negotiate the release of a prisoner.
Did they demand the $35,000 from the
I don't know if they
diplomat?
ever got paid or not. Just brought him some pretzels and bratwurst or something.
I mean, bratwurst is.
I don't think there's a lot of bratwurst naturally on Sealand.
No, I don't think there's anything naturally on Sealand. It's
That I don't know.
yeah. I mean, I know because I've seen it, and there you can't grow. I mean, I guess on that little balcony, maybe
There could be some natural algae,
fungi. Yeah.
maybe some snails, some mollusks,
Mm.
barnacles.
Yes, but okay.
So it brings up the that old time tested question: what is a country?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. What is a country?
Well, no other country in the world currently recognizes Sealand as a country. So they recognize themselves as a country. I don't really care that no one else sees them as one, but it makes it tricky when everyone else thinks you're just a family on an abandoned World War II fort.
But the diplomat came out.
Yeah, so they think that they're de facto, at least in the Germans' eyes, because
Right.
they sent
A diplomat.
out.
So that must boost their confidence in their.
And the United Kingdom did decree back in the 60s that they had no jurisdiction over Sealand.
What?
But that was then, when they were in international waters. Since the United Kingdom has expanded their international waters, now Sealand's back in British waters.
Oh, that's tricky.
So is it part of the UK?
I'm going to say yes.
Here's a fun little tidbit story. So in 2006, Sealand caught on fire due to some electrical issues. And while they do have a one-man army who's there all the time, they have a zero-man fire department.
That's tricky.
And it was the Royal Air Force that had to save the day.
The Royal Air Force had to come and save the day.
Yeah. So they came, evacuated the people, and then a private tugboat came and put the fire out.
Wow.
So why did the Royal Air Force help them? Because they're British citizens in British water.
Yeah. Otherwise.
I mean, they're dual citizens, but the Sealandian Air Force didn't step up.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense that they didn't step up. I don't think they
It
have
was
a lot
budget
of
concerns.
Yeah, budget. They don't have a lot of resources, you
No,
know? Yeah.
no. Maybe some pigeons.
They hop
Air
on their
Force.
back.
So, is it a country? I don't know, but it's fun. But I'll tell you something cool. They have been well represented in sporting around the world.
No, they haven't.
Yeah, they have.
No, they haven't.
Yes, they have.
No. I'm arguing this one to the bitter end
They
here.
have not participated in the Olympics, but they do have a national football team, soccer team, football team. It's not a member of FIFA,
Okay.
but it is a member of the Nouvelle Fédération. Boy, I guess in French, I don't know, but it is the football sanctioning body for non-FIFA countries, and they're a member of that.
Is this a joke?
No.
They really are.
In 2004, they played their first international game against the Åland Islands. You know, the infamous Åland Islands.
Okay, so
They
Roy's on the team, Michael's on the team, Liam, and who else? The wife, Joan.
Well, they've had up to 300 citizens at one point.
How's that possible?
Well, people applied for citizenship. They give out.
They have 300 people living in 7 bedrooms?
Why don't they actually live there? Like
they're
you're
like
a citizen of Canada.
They're dual citizens.
Yeah, they're dual citizens.
I see.
So they tied their first game 2-2. Not bad, considering you don't even have grass to practice on.
So true. Where do they practice?
No idea. It'd be very windy out there.
Yeah.
They played their second game against the Chagos Islands in May of 2012, but they lost 3-1.
Darn it.
I know. I was really rooting for Sealand. In 2007, some guy, Michael Martel, represented Sealand in the World Cup of Kung Fu.
Ooh. So he had applied for a passport.
I don't know how these guys
and
got there, but
can claim his citizenship. And
in 2008, Sealand hosted a skateboarding event sponsored by Red Bull, which makes sense for skateboarding.
Where was the skateboarding event?
They probably put like a half pipe on the helipad or something.
Okay.
I mean, skateboarding at least makes sense. It's an entire country made of concrete.
Okay.
So you probably do lots of good skating out there.
Yeah. Just on the helipad.
Yeah. In 2009 and 2010, Sealand sent Ultimate Frisbee teams to play in various tournaments in the United Kingdom, Ireland, and the Netherlands. Coming in 11th at the UK Nationals. Hopefully not out of 11 teams.
I mean, I can't even imagine that anyone's taking this seriously. I wonder what it's
I'm
like for
taking it
these people
seriously.
over there. Okay. Sorry if I'm offending you, King Roy. But
He's dead now.
I mean,
It's Prince Roy.
No, it's Prince Michael.
Well, it was Prince Regent Michael.
But wouldn't
now-
it now be King Michael?
I would be King Michael.
Well, I'm sorry, King Michael, but I don't understand quite how it works.
No. Well, you're a peon who doesn't own a country.
It's true, I don't. So does King Michael still go there? Or because of the fire that it's like
Oh, no, they
destroyed?
had it fixed in like a couple months.
Oh.
Oh, it's thriving.
Why would they fix it for them? Like it's like,
Well, they fixed it.
oh, they fixed it themselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
is so
it's doing really well right now.
Yeah. How's their economy?
It's good.
Good.
Yeah. It's actually quite recession proof because it doesn't deal with any other country in the world. So there's no import or exports.
Yeah,
So it's pretty solid. COVID, I don't even think really messed with them.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Where were their other 300 citizens? That is a good question.
Locked down somewhere else. I don't know. 2013, Kenton Cool officially placed Sealand's flag at the summit of Mount Everest.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Go Kenton. I have not heard that name besides my uncle.
You have lots of uncles in this show today. Here's the best one. 2015, Simon Messenger ran a half marathon on Sealand.
Oh, that would be so terrible.
Like 2 hours of just running back and forth, like 40 feet.
Oh, remember that time that we did? Was it a half marathon at the zoo?
It was a full marathon,
It was a full marathon
but
at
it was
the zoo.
divided up between four of us. There was a team
Oh,
of
that's
four.
right. We did like a relay.
Yeah.
Remember just the zoo going, we had to do it even just being part of a relay. Was it 4 times each?
No, it was like 8.
Was it 8 times
well,
each?
We did it a little differently because it was 2 guys and 2 girls. And I think ours were a little bit longer.
A little
legs.
bit longer
So I
than
think
yours.
you maybe did 6 or 7 and we did 7 or 8 or something like that.
And I remember
But it was
being like-
super monotonous.
Yes, I remember thinking, oh, this is the same thing over and over again. If you're going to run that kind of race, it's nice to have, no repetitive
variation.
scenery. Right.
There's also massive hills.
Yes, it did. Anyway,
Sealand has no hills, luckily.
it has
It's a nice flat course.
It has. Okay.
Perfect for marathoning.
Yes, perfect. This is almost like a comedic joke. Like,
this is real, babe.
who runs a marathon on a metal platform that's like, I don't know, 50 feet long or however many? I mean,
Simon Messenger does.
yeah.
Good job, Simon.
Good for you, Simon.
Yeah. Lastly, back in just 2021, they made their first ever American football team, the Sealand Seahawks.
No.
Yeah.
How do the Seattle Seahawks feel about this? This is blasphemy.
I don't know. I don't think the Seattle Seahawks know they exist.
Probably because they suck.
So they played a game in Ireland against the South Dublin Panthers, and they won 42-13. I assume they played on the road because, again, I'm not sure they have a stadium at home.
Not sure. I'm certain that they don't.
Yeah. And then after that, they went to France to play against the infamous France Royal Roosters.
The Royal Roosters.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah, I don't know how they did in that game.
That's too bad.
Yeah, so that's Sealand, man. I mean, the future, they'd like to continue to grow. They want to create their own digital currency and digital passports.
Wow.
I mean, you and I could you could be citizens of 3 different countries.
Oh, then I'd be really cool, right?
Way more cool than you are
I wonder
right
what
now.
the fees are, though, for like a passport from Sealand, because it's not cheap to get a passport.
No, that's true.
So there you have it.
Yeah. So if you're curious to know more about Sealand, you can visit their website at sealandgov.org. They got all sorts of cool stuff you can buy.
They have their own .org website.
Yeah, I was really tempted. They have these sweet Nike football jerseys. And I was like, and then when I say football, I mean soccer.
No.
Oh, they're very, very European looking.
No.
They're pretty sweet.
Mm-mm. I love you, but no.
But it'd be so cool and unique. People are like, what's that? I'm like, oh, this is the Sealand jersey. They're like, SeaWorld jersey? I'm like, no, not SeaWorld.
Sealand. It's over in Europe.
You don't know the country of Sealand? Oh, you're so ignorant. Like, that'd be such a fun conversation to have all the time with people.
Because now you feel like you've got a one-up on them.
Totally.
Yeah. It's a very, very small country, you could say. Like,
you can also purchase nobility or a piece of the country. I was very tempted about making us lord and ladies of Sealand, but I didn't want to spend the $70.
These guys are raking in the money.
I doubt it, but you got to fund your country somehow.
I mean
some countries do it but with, an industrial military complex and nonstop war. Others do it with oil.
I would love to be a lord and lady of Sealand.
You can go all the way up to Duke and Duchess, but they're like, it's like $600 or something. What? I don't know what, or maybe it was Baron. There's quite a few different things. Yeah. I'm not sure what it grants you. You do get a cool certificate. You can hang on your wall. But I mean, I'm just not sure what benefits. Like, I don't think there's health care or anything that comes along with it.
That's true. I mean, they don't even have a fire department, so.
They definitely, when I listed all of their cool things, I did not list a nursing station or.
How about a park?
No parks. But I don't think there's ever been children in the country.
Well, who's Liam? Aren't Liam children?
Well, they're grown-ups now, but I guess they definitely went out there when they were young. Not a lot of females in the country.
Kind of feel like I need to talk. Ooh, that's tricky for keeping your country alive. Yeah. I feel like I want to talk to these progenitor, like the ones that grew up going to Sealand. No, SeaWorld, Sealand.
Yeah.
Well.
It's fascinating. You should look it up.
And if anyone's tempted that lives on the coast that's listening to get into international waters and find out what's out there, you guys could start your own country. I mean, think of the inspiration this is going to have on the world.
I think we're going to see a lot of new countries after this podcast comes out.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's the country of Sealand. It's still going strong. It's still out there. Like I said, you can check it out. Like I said, this was a recommendation from my oldest brother. If you are listening and you think you have a cool story or idea or just crazy event in history that you think would make a good episode, please reach out to us. I've got a list of like 30, 40 ideas, but they're not in any kind of order. If I find something else I like more, then I just jump ahead and do that one. So shoot us an email at strangestspecies@gmail.com with any ideas, or go to the Facebook page and you can contact us that way too. Again, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for sharing, reviewing. It's been super fun watching the podcast grow. It still is. Every week there's new listeners from new places. So keep it up. We'll keep it up. Thank you again so much. And we will be back at it again next week.
Yes, we will. From Sealand.
I doubt that.
Oh, yeah. No, we're not broadcasting from Sealand.
No, but that'd be fun.
Oh, yeah. I'd rather broadcast from like Lake Wallowa.
We are going to be in a lake in Oregon.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah. Alrighty. Everyone have a great week and a great summer, and we will talk to you next week. Bye.